Hopefully, do you think Facebook will ever go well?
Oh no, we need to upgrade the driver or whatever the crap. I think that's probably still what's wrong.
Oh, probably, huh?
Like I honestly think that's what's wrong. Are we live?
But look how smooth it is, though.
Hey, it's actually working, kind of.
I think it is working.
Oh.
Hold on, let me see. We've got audio.
All right.
We've got.
Bless you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg personally fixed our Facebook Live.
Got damn time.
Yes. Anyway, so I guess we are live 100%. I am Dude 1 and this is Dude 2, aka Rick and Pumpkin, and we are RallySportDirect. Yes, Kevin's like frame rate is good this week. I have no idea what's different. I really don't. I changed literally nothing.
I think
everything fixed. This is my whole philosophy in life.
Go.
When there are problems, do nothing until it resolves itself. Ask my boss. He will tell you that is my solution. Because if you don't deal with something, you know what? Somebody else will.
You know what I think it was? I think it's because like somewhere on like Facebook land, someone was putting a hex on our internet connection until we announced the winner of the STI and actually like uploaded the video.
Yeah.
And we did it today.
What if that really was it? What's up, CJ from YouTube? Thanks for joining, man. Eric from the Facey Books. Chris Strainer from, that's a good question. Fortnite or Players Unknown Battleground? Well, I've only played Players Unknown. Like I got it when it first came out. And unfortunately, I haven't played video games in months.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a kid.
That's what happens when you have a kid. And but I've heard Fortnite's a lot of fun. I like the idea of building stuff. Like I've seen Fortnite videos and a few of the guys here play it, but I like the idea. Someone just peeked through the window. I like the idea of like, you know, the deconstruction and construction within that game. Yeah. I think it looks like a lot of fun. PUBG is more, I guess like milsim, like I would call it like silly milsim.
More realistic.
I played Arma. The different Armas, and they're too much for me. Like I really suck at it. PUBG is like a good mix between like Arma. It's like Arma mixed with like not Call of Duty, maybe Battlefield or something.
Yeah, Battlefield where it's a little more realistic.
Yeah, a little bit more realistic, and but I love the idea of like the battle royale. Like there was a game that came out a while ago, kind of before, and I'm sure people have done battle royale style games.
Oh yeah.
But it was definitely like what's that movie where they get sent to like some place and it was really big. Mockingjay something.
Oh, Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. It's like Hunger Games, right? There was a game that looked pretty much identical to that, and I'm like, this is really cool. And I wanted to get it, and then PUBG came out and basically destroyed that game, and then Fortnite comes out and basically poops all over PUBG's fame. Not really, but like, let's be honest, Fortnite's I would
say
the
big cow right now, man.
Yeah, when you've got like on Fortnite, I think someone streamed with Drake the rapper.
Yeah, Ninja.
And dude, they had like 500,000 people watching. When you have 500,000 people. I mean, we'll probably get to 500,000. No, probably about 450,000 during this Facebook Live.
Yeah, I would
imagine.
So.
I mean, we've only got
421,100 people.
Anyway, so yeah, I would say maybe Fortnite, but I've never played it though. So anyway, Bill from YouTube says, my stock 04 emissions check engine light won't turn off. Well, there's probably something wrong. And then he makes a little song. Subaru called Japan, and Japan don't know. It's like Mama called the doctor, and the doctor says, homie, you need to get your check engine light checked out. Here's what you do. Plug in a check engine light scanner in your OBD2 port, whether you've got like an access port or you go to like your local auto parts store, just ask to borrow one. You're going to get a code. The code's going to be like P0420, P0012, whatever.
P00, kill yourself.
Yeah, write that code down. Go to the Googles and you type in, WRX or Subaru or Impreza, and then that code. And chances are somebody's run into that problem before. It could be something as stupid as not tightening your gas cap, or it could be something as major as like your entire evap control, your evap purge control is jacked, or whatever. It can be a number of things you have no idea until you check. So you don't just turn it off; you fix the problem.
What? No, you put tape over it.
Or you put tape over it. Do like the Volkswagens do and put tape over it. CJ says Black Ops 4 are doing something similar to Fortnite. I heard that. Actually, I saw that on Facebook, I think, today.
Yeah. It's like Black Ops 3, but like version 2.
Version 2?
Version
2. I love
but
version 2 STIs.
Oh, those are
That's
nice.
my favorite one. Anyway. Arnold Jecht Kardashian says, Subaru dealer told me I need a new turbo boot. They could not tell me exactly what it is. Any ideas? Someone told me it's a custom inlet boot for my turbo. Yeah, your turbo inlet is a really common thing to fail. I've replaced them on basically any turbo Subaru that I get. Usually because I buy used ones because I'm cheap. But usually one of the first things I'll end up replacing is a turbo inlet. You can go factory. I don't necessarily recommend it. Just because for the price of a factory turbo inlet, you can buy a nice Tomei, a Perrin, a Mishimoto, a Samco. There's a lot of brands out there. My personal preference is probably like a Tomei.
Yeah, Tomei's awesome.
Yeah, they're just good. I mean, any of them are going to be good, but like you just want to go with one that's high quality is basically what it comes down to. Don't go to like eBay and buy one. Just buy a decent one. And it's not fun to replace. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's nicht fun.
Yeah, like there's some things where it's like how to do it without removing your intake manifold. Just remove the manifold. You're going to save yourself so much time.
You can do it without removing the intake manifold, but I highly recommend just remove the manifold, which means buying new intake manifold gaskets. And then while you're in there, if you want to like, I don't know, do like an AOS or something, that would be a good time to do it.
Or put TGV deletes.
Or TGV deletes if you wanted to do that. There's a lot of other mods that you can do while you're in there. However, if you just want a good running car, just replace the turbo inlet, go with something high quality, take off the manifold to do it. It's not too hard, honestly. Like look up on YouTube, look at the videos. You should be able to do it in an afternoon with basic hand tools, and you'll learn a lot and have a lot of fun, and your car will be good to go because a leak post-MAF, so your sensor that registers how much air is coming in, and pre-turbo can be incredibly dangerous. It basically causes your car to run very, very lean, and lean is bad. Like if you have a leak after the turbo, it usually is going to push out air, right?
Yeah.
And so you would run rich. You have more fuel than you do air, which a little bit rich is not, I mean, obviously it's not good, but you're generally not going to harm the engine, where too lean, your car will fill really fast for a minute. Let's just say that, and then won't fill fast at all. Coil pack recommendations for an EJ255 OEM, homie, and don't go cheap. Buy genuine OEM coil packs, whether they're used or not, doesn't matter. Go buy OEM coil packs, or like if you want to go big baller, buy some Okadas.
Yeah, don't go on eBay where someone says it's OEM. No, it's not.
No, there are a lot of parts where I say don't buy OEM, like because the aftermarket replacement, even if it is a stock replacement, the aftermarket replacement will work just as well and be a quarter or less of the price. But coil packs are one of those weird things on Subarus where the aftermarket ones just don't tend to work well at all, and the OEM ones are honestly such high quality. You really should never have had a coil pack problem to begin with. It does happen. It's not common, but it's not rare. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, of course, if you got 170,000 miles, stuff's going to start failing. But coil packs will usually last a really long time. And so just go buy an OEM one for sure. Ooh, lots of good questions. Not looking for crazy brakes. This is Brendan Scott Wright. Not looking for crazy brakes. Just looking to order some new ones with less brake dust. Wah, wah. That's the tricky question, man. Brake dust is just a necessary evil when it comes to brakes, because the better the brakes get, the more dust you're going to get. Now, there are some like compounds that do pretty good. Like they're going to be better than stock, and they have stock-like dust, but you're going to get better performance. You're going to be able to handle a little bit more heat. They don't squeal, that kind of stuff. Like the StopTech Street, I think they changed the name. It's not Street
Performance.
I don't think it's Street Performance. It's like Performance Street now, whatever. Just the StopTech Street pads are really good. And then I think DBA makes like their entry-level pad is also really good. Basically, look for like a high quality, like a a good brand like DBA centric, StopTech and Centric are the same. You know, their pads, like you can go to AutoZone and buy like just a pad for like $8. And it probably won't dust at all, but dude, don't go down the canyon in it. Don't go take it out to the track. Don't go fast, basically. I mean, it'll work and it'll stop your car, but you know, in my opinion, your car, your 17 STI deserves decent brakes. So look for a good manufacturer's street pad. And another tip, clean your wheels really, really well. Like spend more time than you normally would cleaning the brake dust off and put some like Carnauba wax on them. And then that way, when you go to clean them again, you literally just have to like wipe them down. Like the brake dust is corrosive and it'll actually like etch itself into the aluminum. And it's really hard to clean out without getting real grimy and stuff. So
the Sonax wheel effect is also really damn good.
There is some specific wheel cleaner that freaking rocks that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I would do. I would use like a really good wheel cleaner, clean the poop out of your wheels, and then you know, wash them, like spray them off with water, get all the wheel cleaner off, dry them off, and apply some wax. And the wax is next time you go to clean your wheels, you'll just like all the brake dust will just like it'll just fluff off, which
effortless.
Is cool. Yeah, unless you go take it to the track and you melt that wax off because your wheels are now like 1,000 degrees. Anyway, ooh, Scooter.
There we go. Yeah, Scooter.
Scooter says, so what's with the Twin Charge project car? Well, my good friend Scooter, first of all, if you guys don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, I hate you and we're not friends anymore.
My YouTube channel?
It's mine now.
Yeah, I know.
Do you see anybody else's face on the YouTube channel? RallySportDirect's YouTube channel. Let me say that.
Actually, it is your face, so all over the place.
Basically, you literally, like, I try to get videos out either the day of or the next day. It's pretty rare that.
Unless you're dying.
Unless I got sick. Yeah, that one day. Which I'm still recovering from. Thank you guys very much for your thoughts and prayers, which do nothing, which is really weird. Anyway,
dude, I felt the prayer help you one day.
Yeah, so the car is sitting at the dyno shop right now, and we were supposed to tune it yesterday. We ran into some issues. Please watch the video. Let's just say there was a lot of smoke, but no carnage. I'll leave it at that. A lot of smoke, no carnage. We think everything's fine. He should be messing with it on Saturday, and then he should finalize it on Monday. So I'll go there on Monday. I'll get, you know, some media. Yeah, hopefully everything goes okay. I tend to have really bad luck when it comes to dyno sessions. I don't know why. I just do.
Well, and the other thing too is that people are expecting this to be like 500 horsepower. Like car, like,
it's not going to be like, so I asked people in not this last video, but the one before, I'm like, guess the horsepower number and torque number. And if you're spot on, I'll send you a $50 gift card. And people are like 600 wheel horsepower. And it's like, you guys have to remember, this is a bone stock block and a steam speed STS 67 turbo. Like, I'm not expecting, you know, I'm not even going to say what I'm expecting because I think I've maybe said it before, but I'm not expecting.
You're expecting it to make it off the dyno.
Yeah, I'm not expecting any crazy numbers or anything like that. So, you know, it's just, but I am excited because what I wanted the car to be, which was kind of like a torque monster, I'm already seeing that. And we've just started tuning. Like, like he, you know, got in like the idle, you know, partial throttle driving. He literally did his first wide open throttle run at 0% duty cycle on the wastegate on the boost control solenoid. So like minimum boost. And we're already seeing some pretty cool things. So Mikey says, hey, Rick, you guys need a videographer to help you out with the videos. I know you're hard working with making good content and working with the car, but you can only do so much. I can help with that. Mikey, are you willing to work for free?
Yeah.
Do we need an intern? Right now, I am trying to prove to my bosses and my boss's bosses and my boss's bosses' bosses.
Level 4 bosses.
Yeah, like, you know, max level boss, that I can kick ass and chew bubble gum without any bubble gum, basically. So yeah, basically just showing them that I can rock and roll by myself, because if I can prove, like, this is like a proof of concept, that if I can prove that, you know, I can make good content, I can do it by myself, I can, you know, do this, do that, my budget is going to get larger and larger, and then I can kind of not step back, but I can request help, right? And at that point, we'll probably hire somebody else, whether it is like a shop technician to help me with the builds, whether that is a videographer, because I would need somebody that can, work on cars, shoot video, take photographs, edit, post on social media, and do all of those things better than I can, essentially. Like, I'm not good. I can do all of those things. Obviously, you guys know I'm not great at it. And so if I'm going to hire somebody, I want somebody that's better at it than I am. And so that I can then manage more of like the actual builds, like talking to manufacturers, getting parts in, because that takes up a lot of time. And, making promises, those type of things, like what do we need to do to get these parts in, that kind of stuff. So anyway, so the answer in short is no. The answer in long term is I hope so, if that helps you. What do you guys think of Veloster N?
It'll be cool. I hope it's better than the original.
Yeah, me too.
Than the first gen.
Yeah. CJ says, is there any air cup system available for a 2015 STI for the rear of the car yet? I think you can use. I don't see why you couldn't use the ISC air cups. We should be bringing those in soon.
Yeah, you'll be installing those.
I will be installing those. Yeah. Apothekiki says, if the car blows up, can I buy the supercharger plus fab work? Sure. I don't know. Maybe we might build the engine or something. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's talk cars. Dun, dun, dun.
Cars?
Yeah. So I saw a video recently and I sent it to him.
Yes.
It was it the Porsche 919 car?
Le Mans.
So the funny thing is I see this video and it says Porsche Le Mans car beats F1's time. What was it, around Spa?
Around Spa.
Spa, right? So I sent it to this guy. This was like late at night one night, and I'm just like, I used some adult language, but I said, "What is this about?" And he literally sends me back.
I didn't even see the title.
He literally sends me back. Le Mans car beats F1 car around Spa or something. It was literally just like I'm like, dude, you didn't even help. So I tried
to explain it.
I went to somebody else here at work and asked, and they're like, okay, basically, here's what happened. Because in the video it said that they just uncorked the engine, right?
Unlimited.
So unlimited. They just, let the engine produce as much power as they could. Makes like 1,200 horsepower. But I guess they did a lot of other like tweaks to the car, not like chassis modifications, but they changed the aero. Tweaks. They changed a bunch of other things on the car. But that's super impressive. And
the tires that they don't even run in Le Mans.
So this makes me. So then I was asking this guy, I'm like, why doesn't like Red Bull, once the season is over, take one of their F1 cars and uncork it? Like, they've already driven one up a mountain. I'm surprised, like, the next video you're going to see from Red Bull is like, F1 car jumps over a Golden Gate Bridge or some stupid, you know how Red Bull is. Like, they're going to do some stupid thing with, like, a Hot Wheels car and then a full-sized F1 car, and they're going to jump over, I don't know.
You saw them the Red Bull car versus a rugby team. Yeah,
stupid stuff, right? Silly things, but it's good for marketing. I think what would be really neat is to see an F1 car uncorked, truly uncorked. And it's like at the end, let's say who's going to win this year?
Probably Mercedes again.
Isn't that sad that you can just predict? I guess it's like basketball.
It's going to be Lewis Hamilton.
Like you just know like the teams and the cars and stuff like that. But I think it's sad that you can predict that stuff. But let's say at the end of the year, we know Mercedes is watching this. We know Lewis Hamilton is watching this. So
hey, Lewis.
Louis,
my boy.
Yeah. I'll talk to you this weekend. I might not be able to come over, but whatever. You understand. So Mercedes, Louis Hamilton, they should at the end of the year, season's done, right? Don't they have to scrap those cars, or do they use them?
No, they use them because the cars, what they do, they end up keeping them anyways. They use them for promotional uses, marketing, and it's like, but usually most of the cars they can use will be 2 or 3 years after the current year.
Okay, it doesn't matter. They take their car and they let the engineers. They're like, "Do you guys want to stay?
See what you did?
Yeah. Do you want to stay late one weekend and just have fun?" And the engineers would be like, "Yeah, we'll do that." And they change the aero, they uncork the engine, and they give Louis Vuitton the ride of his life, Like, because I watched a video where he was talking about how Senna's car.
Yeah.
And he drove Senna's car, and he's like, man, it's just like that. That like if cars today could feel like this, just that raw power, no electronic fancery. I would say an uncorked brand new Mercedes would probably be the closest thing you can get to that, like scary fast, right? Just scary fast. Why don't they do that? I think I'm onto something.
Because that makes sense.
I think I'm onto something here. Anyway, give me something.
Give you something?
Mm-hmm. He says he will work for car parts. We don't have any car parts here, unfortunately.
So one thing that's actually cool now, because I'm going to go into it, because I made a meme about it this week, is the whole Marty, I came back from 2025 and Subaru still uses the EJ. Well, the one thing that's actually cool is that you're starting to see more demonstrations coming from the Subaru Ascent, which supposedly has
the FA24.
The FA24 DIT, which will be the STI engine, I hope.
Are we going to supercharge it?
Hopefully. But like, no, like, so they're actually like showing like what it can do and the capability of what it can do.
Yeah.
And like, is it weird? I'm getting excited to see an SUV actually working that will have the engine that should be in the STI soon.
No, I don't think that's weird at all. I think
you're actually seeing it. And you're like,
I think it's very telling that, I think it's pretty obvious what engine is going to be in the STI soon.
Yeah.
Well, for one, it has to be an FA.
Yes.
And now they're not limited to the 2.0 regulations in Japan.
Yeah.
So, or for like homogenization. And so it makes sense to me that it will be the FA24, and what a killer engine. I do have a question for you guys, a very serious question, and I need you guys to take this as seriously as possible. I know there's been a lot going on about, that whole like Laurel Yanny thing. And it's funny because I found one just the other day, and I couldn't make, me and my wife were arguing on what it was. So I'm going to play it for you guys, and I need you to tell me what you guys think. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I messed up. Here we go.
FA20 is best. EJ257 is best.
What did it say? What did you hear?
I heard the STIs could be discontinued in 2022.
That's weird, because I heard FA20 is best. That's weird. I don't know. Anyway, womp womp.
So the other thing I was thinking about this week was in the next like wave of cars that are going to be coming out, because we're kind of like in that. I honestly feel like we're hitting in that like late 70s, early 80s stage to where there's these cars that are coming out, but like nothing's really like cool. Like nothing's really being like
in our industry,
and being like inspirational to what's going to be the next wave of, to where I will liken it to like the late 80s through the early 2000s, like Japanese sports cars, compact cars. What do you think will take, like what will have to happen before the next wave of these sport compact cars will take off? Or do you think they're dead, just like what Ford's doing, and like killing off all the small cars and then going with crossovers?
You guys are all going to hate me. I think once people start, so I just checked out EV West's site not that long ago, like yesterday or the day before. Every once in a while I'll poke around. If you don't know who EV West is, they kind of started the whole like aftermarket performance electric cars.
Yes.
They would take like an old BMW 318 or 325 and put an electric motor in it and go drift it. This is a long time ago. Well, electric motors are getting better. The controllers are getting more powerful. The cooling systems are getting better. Like everything is just getting better. I saw on there and they had like a programmable brain box or something. I don't know what you would call it. Again, I'm not good at this kind of stuff, but a programmable brain box for the Tesla drivetrain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it starts now.
Yeah.
Like once people start tweaking that stuff, because we already know that they're taking freaking Tesla drivetrains, like people are buying a wrecked Tesla, throwing that shiz in a freaking Justy and running like 8s. Like someone I think did it in a CRX or a Civic or something.
Yeah. Well,
and
like someone threw that crap in an Accord.
Right. And they run 8-second quarter miles. So the next, I think, me personally, you either come out with some radical change that needs to happen like now for internal combustion engines, whether that is, you know, a camless engine, valves being operated purely off solenoids, you know, super low friction, hyper strong internal components that you can, you know, throw just a bunch of boost into it, and it's going to be like la-di-da, and you can make good power from like 1500 RPMs, you know, up to whatever you want to rev it to, right?
Okay.
And it has to be able to get like incredible fuel economy. So you're talking like basically, you know, a rotary engine. I'm totally joking, obviously, totally joking. Sorry. But
yeah, I know. You have to, even if you clarify that, people are going to be like, wait, what?
I thought rotaries
Really?
weren't that good. They're not. They're awesome, but they're not good.
They're fun, but not good.
Yeah. So, yeah, there needs to be like a big breakthrough in whether it's like metallurgy or like some radical new design that, you know, kind of changes the game, and that can get killer fuel economy, makes killer power, basically trying to make it as efficient, because that's what it's all about. It's about efficiency, right? It's about how much energy does it take putting into the tank or putting into the holding cell, whatever you want to call it, do you get out of that, right? And so like it comes down to dollars. Like you're always going to get people that are running nitromethane, and that's fine. They can spend, you know, $30 a gallon. I have no idea what nitromethane costs, but they can spend a ton of money because they're looking for 8,000 horsepower. Well, I want 400 horsepower reliably in a 3,500 pound sedan that I can tote the family around in, and that it's going to get, you know, 40 miles to the gallon plus easily, like 40 miles to the gallon with like you kind of having fun in it, you know, cruising up the canyon or something. What would it take to do that? If that happened, that's the next revolution. If not, electric motors, and people are going to start hacking them. And that's when you're going to see like, you know, people being able to take their family sedan, and because you can drive nice, right? People are always like, whoa, what about the battery capacity and blah, blah, blah. The batteries are going to catch up to the demands, you know, where you can expect 400 miles on a charge, and that's going to be a no-brainer. Well, you can expect, let's pretend you've got your normal family sedan. Maybe you get 400 miles per tank. If you're hammering it all the time, you're not going to get 400 miles. You're going to get significantly less. The same is going to be for an electric car that you hack, right? And you just understand that, like, when I put my foot into it, yes, I'm getting 50% more power than the factory ever wanted me to, but at a significant cost of battery life. And I'll just use my, you know, 800 amp supercharger at home to
charge it.
To charge it, right? And so, yeah, I think that's the thing. I would, as much as I love internal combustion engines, and I will always love internal combustion engines, the future is in something else. And whether that's, you know, a hydrogen fuel cell that then powers an electric motor, or a hydrogen engine itself that can act kind of like an internal combustion. I mean, there's some really cool things. I really like what Mazda's doing with, you know, their whole claim to fame. We're saving the internal combustion engine. No, you're not, but you're doing some really cool stuff where it essentially acts kind of like a half internal combustion engine, standard gasoline, you know, spark, boom, and diesel, where squish, boom, no spark, right? And so they're blurring the lines between diesel and gasoline and getting a lot of efficiency out of it. And that's the first generation of one of those, right? So, but I think also a lot of people thought that the Wankel engine, you know, first generation, not that great, you know, oh, it'll get better. No, it never got better. Like, it's just, it's an inherent flaw in the design. And maybe technology will come around to where, like, maybe in 200 years, we're all running rotary engines. I don't think so, but maybe. No.
There's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance.
And it runs off of your tears because you're crying because your human-propelled, tear-propelled power plant fails all the time because it's a rotary. And you're replacing apex seals all the time.
Yeah, but still find a way to chuck those out.
For whatever reason, it still runs off tears, off of human tears, you know?
But at the current rate, in 200 years, the Wankel engine will be made out of rocks.
I would like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
So actually, there's a good question right there. DFuzz78. Have you ever tried a pedal commander? Thoughts?
What's a pedal commander?
Essentially, all it does is adjust the sensitivity of the pedal.
Oh, no, but we've sold a bunch of them. Cusco used to make them. I think your tuner can do that, though, through Ecutech, through even the access port. I think you can adjust sensitivity. So I go back and forth on this, and this is why I like the idea of a pedal commander. It's the dumbest name for anything, by the way. You know, because like if you're in traffic and you have literally a 1-to-1, no, like a 1-to-1 throttle, like you give 2%, throttle opens 2%, and it's instant, right? And that's a nice thing about like these new fancy electronic throttle bodies is theoretically that throttle could probably open quicker than you can. From the moment you step into it and hit the floor, the throttle could theoretically open up quicker. That's the benefit, right?
Yep.
But they put GIMPs into, is that politically correct word? I have no idea.
Yes.
They retard, they retard the inputs, right? So you give, let's say you jab it real quick, 35%, and then the throttle's like, okay. And then it goes, right? It's like real slow, because what it's trying to do is it's trying to save you from those embarrassing moments where you go, right, in traffic.
Oh, Jesus,
and that's, so it's doing real slow throttle inputs. And so that's why, like in the STI, you switch it over to Sport Sharp, right? So cool, Sport Sharp, the little sharp symbol, like, because we're all musicians. So dumb, by the way.
I know. I don't get it. Why can't they just like
marketing? You know, and it will increase that. It's not direct, I don't think, but it does increase that sharpness there. Where if you go 100%, you know, that to me is where a sporty car should be, and I should decide if I want to look like an idiot in traffic. I should decide if I want to get lesser fuel economy. You know, I get there should be a mode where the ECU is like, dude, we can give you better power delivery. Just let me control it. And you're like, cool, you that. But I want a mode where it's like, no, screw everything else. Let me make the bad decisions here. And but let me make it. I don't want you to be doing stuff.
It's like turning off all the nanny systems.
Right. 98% of the time, let the computer figure everything out. Like it's like, you know, people who race autocross and everyone's like, oh, what setting do I use on my DCCD? Auto. Because you are not a better driver than that system can figure out.
No.
You're not. 95%, 98% of people in the world are not a good enough driver to fully control a car. But that doesn't mean I don't want to. That doesn't mean like I don't want to try. Like what cool data that would be to have, you know, you go out to the autocross, let's say it's a weekend long. So you got Saturday and Sunday. All Saturday, you're, you know, let's say you're lucky and you get 2 runs, just joking. You get 20 runs, but that's always what it feels like, right? You get 20 runs and you become pretty consistent on the course. You're like, okay, my lap times are, I'm all within a quarter of a second every single lap. I'm doing really good. So try switching it over to full manual and seeing how it compares. Like, you'll probably be slower, but I think too, if you're really like a purist and all about the driving spirit, I would prefer to be slower and being able to like manipulate the car myself, even if I don't look as good doing it or it doesn't feel it. Well, I think it feels better personally. And everyone always says, you know, slow is fast. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, but fast is fun.
I just want to go yeehaw.
Sometimes I do. There are times I will go out to the track and in my brain, I'm like consistency, smoothness, hit those apexes, you know, like brake as late as you can, but still be in control. Don't upset the car, like conserve, consistency, lap times. And then there are other times, it might even be later in the afternoon where I'm like, yeehaw. Like, I just want to like throw the car into the corner. You know, I want to get it sideways. I want to have fun. I want it to be sketchy. I want to not just hit the rumble strips. I want to bang off the rumble strips and, you know, get the car really upset and have it come out on me. I like that. That to me is really fun.
Yep.
I feel like if you're a strategic chess player, or no, that's not a good way to put it, like golf. There are 2 types of golfers.
Okay.
There's the dude who goes out and every time it has to be perfect, you know, and he's not happy unless he knows exactly where that ball is going to go within a certain radius that he's made himself okay with, right? And then there's a person that comes out that chugs a beer, goes yeehaw, and tries to freaking Adam Sandler the golf. I'm a little bit of both, you know. Like I like both aspects of it. And I think, you know, I don't even know where I was. Automatic cars. Car, let me choose what I want to do.
Well, and then that right there, I'm going to go into another little small tangent. Like, that's why I think the cars in like the 80s and 90s had much more character before all the electronics and nanny controls came in, because there was no off button. There was a, you're going to not drive this car, or you're going to poop yourself while driving this car.
Yeah. What is, hey, Gage Weffley? What is a Swasson? Seawasson?
Are you going to finish Seawasson?
Seawasson, Bobo Seawasson. He says reduces its smoothing factor behind the ratio between requested throttle and throttle actual angle. Yeah. Yeah, it basically like takes the delta out of it, right? Like, so instead of you giving an input and then the computer deciding, I'll make that decision for you, there's obviously like a change there, a delta between your actual throttle inputs or your pedal input and then what the throttle body actually does. Yeah, just make it 100%. That's why I like, I'm a believer in cable throttles.
Oh, I love cable throttles.
They feel good. They feel real good. But I also think it's really nice sometimes to drive a brand new car where I give it a little bit of the shaky foot syndrome and it forgives me for it. I don't, do this, and it's funny because I'll actually see people looking in their rearview mirror as my car's like bucking and I'm like, oh, clutching. Okay. Like I can't.
All right. This isn't working anymore.
Yeah. And people are like looking in their rearview mirror and it's like,
what the hell are you doing, man?
It's a 99 and it's a manual. Like, what do you expect? Things got torque. What can I say? Give them. People aren't used to it anymore. So anyway, that was a good question though. That was.
I know that motion all too well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He did that in our STI. Oh, STI. Okay.
Yeah.
We gave it away. Again, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, then like Ricky Bobby says. Anyway, we did an announcement yesterday, literally sitting right here, where we called up the dude. His name is Michael Davis. He's an awesome guy. He's known for a while. We've been trying to figure out logistically, like how to fly him down here. Do we take the car to him? Do we just need to store it here? He's a firefighter. He's an EMT. He lives in California. He doesn't have any time to take off to fly here. He's like, I can't take off one day. He's like, I really want to, because we're paying for his flight. We're paying for his hotel. We're paying for everything. And he can't. It's not that he doesn't want to. He can't. And we wanted to do media on it, right? So I wanted to like set it up so like dude walks through the door and the STI is sitting there. And I wanted to get his face on camera and I wanted to get him driving the car and I wanted to go out and go blast with him. We have a track that's local here to us. We could have taken him out to the track. Yeah. Like we could have done so many things and we wanted to do so many things. But when the dude's like, I can't even get out there, it's like,
yeah, I can't make it out.
So that's why it took us so long to even announce it, because we're like, what do we do? Like, obviously we want to make a big deal out of this. And if we have to wait a little bit of time, it's fine. And we felt like we waited the maximum amount of time to figure it out, and that time surpassed. And so we just decided to do the old cell phone with the microphone trick.
Should have FaceTimed him.
We should have FaceTimed him. It seemed like he didn't have very good reception.
Yeah.
So,
but no, we're happy.
We're really happy. So like, we just wanted to announce that to the world. Like, we talked to him. He's stoked. He's probably going to end up selling it. He wants to drive it for a little bit, and then he's going to sell it, which I fully support. So if anybody wants a 2015 STI, talk to Michael Davis in California. He'll sell you one maybe for a good price.
Good price.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's that. Like, because I know a lot of people have been asking. And
yeah, it's been about 3 weeks when we said, oh, when they're going to be drawing the number, the person, and then it's been kind of a crapshoot since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he responded to everything, and you'll be babysitting the car until he can get it or be delivered.
Yeah, I'll take care of it, I guess. What's weird is I was looking over in our little parts. I have like a parts pile of parts I need to do something with. And it was sitting over there. It said Honda Civic blow-off valve.
What?
And I don't know why. Like, it struck me as like,
what?
I mean, of course, I know like the Earth Dreams motors and all that kind of stuff. Like they're all turbocharged. But it was just weird to see that. like, because I'm an old school Honda guy, you know, EG for life. You know, I had a turbo EG way back in the day. But yeah, just to see a blow-off valve that's labeled Honda Civic blow-off valve mic, it kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop there.
Well, I mean, they've gotten rid of VTEC in basically a lot of their vehicles, like with the turbo. That's what they're replacing it with.
Well, they still have variable valve timing.
Well, they still do, unless there's a turbo.
Then they don't?
Then they don't. There's no turbo with VTEC for Hondas.
Well, they don't call it VTEC, but I guarantee you they have some type of variable.
Well, yeah, just like how Subaru has the ABCS.
Yeah.
Like, of course, there's one thing,
But why did they not call it VTEC? That's like the dumbest thing in the world. They should literally call it should be like, you can just go buy a Honda VTEC. Like that's
should be the name of the new car.
They should use VTEC for everything. It should just be like the VTEC XL is like their SUV. The VTEC M is like their crossover. The VTEC S is like the Civic. And then it should just be VTEC S Turbo.
Honda's going to hear that, man. You're going to get all the money.
Dude, I'm like the smartest man alive, but yeah.
Yeah, see, like, all right, I'm going to pull up the article right here. Like, even last year.
What is that from? He says, everybody wants a Lamborghini, but my dream car is just an EG hatch. Wait, that's from something. That's from like some stupid show. I can't remember, but that's really funny. Anyway, we should wrap this one up. We're, again, I've been sick all week. That's basically about it. So this one was not planned well. I've been really busy with the WRX. I will go down to the dyno on Monday, whether or not I get a video out Monday. If not, it'll be Tuesday. We've got some really cool freaking projects in the works. Some stuff that you wouldn't expect from us. Some stuff that you're like, oh yeah, I can totally see them doing that.
Yeah.
And then stuff that's just kind of like nutty. So that's why we're getting rid of all of our cars. It's like fire sale at RallySportDirect. Yeah, we've got some really, really, really cool projects. Justin just told me to go home. Well, that's all I need. Okay. Well, I'm going home then. Someone just told me to go home. See, it's like
permission.
I'm like Dobie, the house elf. Like if someone gives me like my sock and I can be set free. If someone like that really was like the magic word on chat was just go home, Rick, and then I'm set free.
Go home, Rick, and you're like,
yeah.
Finally, after millions of years, I've been set free.
Rick is free. Anyway, we appreciate you guys watching.
Go over ourselves real quick. We didn't touch it at the beginning.
I didn't even do that at all. No. I am so, my brain, you know how it is, you get sick and your brain doesn't work. Auto style, 25% off shift knobs. Get your knobs shifting like you shift your shifter, 25% off.
This ends soon. Stop Tech.
Yeah, Stop Tech. So if you want good brakes, like that one guy, I should have told him, Stop Tech's 20% off using code STOP20.
Dude, and it works for an all Stop Tech. So if you want to go and get like their trophy system that they have, congratulations. That's like $1,000 off almost right there.
That's cool. We have the trophy kit on our STI actually.
Yes, we do.
White Line on 25% off on their Springs and Grip Series Stage 1 kit. And what is Grip Series, you might ask, Rick? Well, Jimmy, that's an awesome question. The Grip Series is their series of grip Stage 1. Just joking. It's springs, sway bars, and whatever else White Line thinks.
Roll center adjustment kits.
Yeah, roll center adjustment kits. Whatever else White Line thinks is that your car needs from the factory.
They're amazing in what they do. They change the car completely.
Yeah. If you guys want, like, if your car's stock and you're watching me for whatever reason, like you just stumbled across me on Facebook and you're like, who's this dude? Why is he talking about Subarus? And you've got yourself a Subaru or any other car that you want to make handle better, not like a Jeep or something, but like a car, right? Sway bars. Just do sway bars. Like that alone will make a world of difference. Anyway, we appreciate you guys watching.
Yes.
We love everybody. You guys are all awesome. Watch my YouTube videos or be sad for the rest of your life. And we will see you guys next Friday.
Yes, we will.
We'll be better prepared next Friday.
Yeah, we will be a little more prepared because this dude was running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Not anymore. I just collapsed. Like, that's what happened this week. So anyway, we'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye. Hey, YouTube. We're still here.
YouTube. What's up? Okay, now we got rid of Facebook. Let's talk, YouTube.
Okay.
So we got some real things to talk about now. That was all just a diversion.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I have nothing to talk about. Water. Keep hydrated, friends. Drink 8 cups of water a day.
If you don't know when the last time you had to drink water, drink some water.
Don't I make it look appealing? Okay, bye, friends.